Alright folks, a wonderful good day everybody and welcome back here to my channel, Got Shadow. And as the final part of my series, today we're going to go into Grixis control again. You can already see that I made some changes in regards to, or in comparison to the last list. We're going way more into the controlling area again. I cut most of the mid-range elements like Troxa, Season Pyromancer. I also cut the Brazen Borer, although that is a card that you can also play for Force of Negation, of course, and Cryptic Commands back in the list as well. Most notably as well, we're running 2 Hall of Storm Giants and Oboro. Oboro is in there to consistently supply my fail pushes with Revolt. So with the Oboro I have really I was able to generate Revolt consistently, which I like a lot. Of course there are some situations in between where you want to have the bounce effect when you're running into a Blood Moon or whatever, but we do have the Force of Negation to mitigate that, even if we're tapped out. And yeah, that's that. In regards to the sideboard, it's pretty clean right now. So in the main board, we're already pretty good against creature decks. We are playing a lot of spot removal. We do also have 2 subtleties. I'm complementing here with 2 subtleties in the sideboard. Our graveyard interaction have been reduced greatly, therefore now we can run Hidetsugu, a card that I think is currently very, very good. There is Dotties in there, although I have to say, Dottie itself is good against the living ends of this world, but you definitely also face matchups where everything that's running interaction, Dottie is just not really where you want to be. But there are some decks like Amulet Titan, etc., where you definitely want to have it to get through the blockers, as well as just occasionally having the Ulamog or Titan hit where you can just play it out yourself. And then there's a little bit of discard as well. 1 Turak in here. Turak mainly for decks that are running Leyline Binding and Solitude as their main removal spells. You can already hear that I'm not upset. I just woke up. It's still very early in the morning, but we shall see if we can make this work. Alright, let's run it through a league, see where it goes. Alright folks, welcome to round number 1 here. We don't have black yet, but I think I can keep. The rest of the hand is pretty okay. We're on the draw, we have an extra draw, and bolt into counterspell is also okay. And we can utilize the ice to draw an extra card as well. So Blood Crypt go, no follow play. Interesting. Okay. Yep. So we're either playing against Rakdos Scam or Rakdos Midrange. One of the two. Alright, let's go with with Sunken Ruins here, so that we can cast everything. We probably have to watch out for a Blood Moon, because our mana is currently very, very okay, cool. So I'm gonna shock here so that I can utilize the subtlety in case I want to. Our opponent's at 8 cards in hand. Oh fuck. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I do want to counter here. Oh, come on. I'll counter. Snapcaster is a good pickup here. And this could be a Grief, which I will then counter with a Subtlety. Magus of the Moon. So he's leaving a Swamp open here. I think I'm still gonna go with the Subtlety here. He's leaving the Swamp open to probably protect this. And if he's gonna go Grief now... Fury, okay. Where did he put that though? On bottom, alright. Alright, my cat wants to get out. So we can still kill it. The only question is, are we being hit afterwards by a Blood Moon? Right. Should it go Bolt Snap Bolt here? Put the Magus of the Moon to the bottom though. We still have the fire to... Okay, let's do that. Okay. Whoops. No. Let's bolt first. Alright. So we're going to play the Oboro. Next turn, Hallstorm Giants is active. And as I said, I can put it back to hand in order to activate the failed pushes. But our opponent seems to have some sort of... Maybe he has another Fury in hand. Yeah, does have another Fury. Alright, so counter draw. We could of course also go counter bounce here, but I actually want to find another... My cat wants to get into this. Oh my god. Alright. Good. So now we're gonna cut the cryptics. We're gonna cut the cryptics, get the subtleties in. I think I want to have all the Hidetsugus here. Force negation isn't super great as well. I probably want to have at least 2 of these. So the issue here with... I think I'm going to play 1 Torak as well. The issue here with... let's keep... I think. Okay. Alright. So we're going to be fetching a black source here, I think. So that we are not being hit. Lol, he's playing surgicals. Wow. apologies. That just my cats being annoying. So I strongly assume that he has a Dottie to follow up here. Yep. Sand a Slosh. And then we're gonna fetch for basic. Or are we? Let me check whether or not we can find... Alright. It's a removal spell, it's alright. But would have been better if we found one of our 8 spot removal spells for 1 mana. Oh, interesting. So he's gonna be playing the Hidetsugu here, I think. Yeah. And that's okay, I think. I don't really mind that. I wonder, like, this gets exiled. Does he even get it, the flip side back? So we don't have any counter spells here. Alright. So I think I'm also gonna go with a Hidetsugu here. We can deal with a grief no matter what. So the only thing is, like, if our opponent does have a Torak. Torak would be really bad for us, right? Let's also go with the Hidetsugu. Doesn't really matter. If we get hit by a Torak, that would be extremely bad. But other than that, I think it's okay. Alright, no Torak. That's good. And another Dottie. So I think I'm gonna let this resolve first. Our opponent, of course, might have something there. Damn, that we didn't run another black source here. Only a red source. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make him discard. Unlicensors. Alright. The last card in his hand must be pretty good. Must be pretty good. There's the grief. No. Let's see. Let's go ice here, I think. If I draw a spot removal spell, I can still kill it. My goodness. If I draw a black source, we have the hit. That's very good. Alright, so... Okay, we have a lightning bolt. So I'm probably gonna go Snapcaster here. Fire Eyes the Dotty. So let me check one thing here. Well, he didn't play one yet. But I think like the return effects say under its owner's control and not under your control. I'm not 100% on it though, so we're gonna kill it right now. Fury. But that's okay. We still have a Snap Bolts backup plan. We're not too far behind right now. And we still have a couple of really good cards up our sleeve. This is also not too bad. But it is quite annoying that we aren't drawing another black source here. That's definitely annoying. I think I'm not gonna block. Yeah, he doesn't even want to attack, so apparently he doesn't have a whole lot in hand. Huh, interesting. Interesting. So I strongly assume that he wants to activate the Castle Lock Twin, which will cost him 2 life. I think I'm gonna let him do that. We have the Bold Snap Bolt plan plus Hall of Stone Giants as backup. And I think he can only do that like one more time. Let's see. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Bold Snap Bolt here. Then we're 1 bolt away from killing him. And there's very little... Like, that's our second bolt, of course. But I think still, this is where I want to be. So you cannot utilize Castle Lock Twain anymore. Any bolt's good. K-Command's good. Like, we have a lot of outs at that point. And all the discard spells of our opponent are basically dead. Alright, let's attack. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to return a borrow. Of course, my opponent could have... Yeah. Undying Malice here. But doesn't it come back tapped? Yeah, tapped. So he needs to find removal here. Ah, okay. Had another one there. But that would have lost him 2 life. Maybe I should have done that differently. Maybe I should have waited for blocks. But now everything's basically lethal from our side. K-Command, Fire Ice. Subtlety is also not too bad. Because there's also only Lightning Bolt in our opponent's deck. And Terminate maybe if he still has it post-board. Let's see if he can handle this. Nope. Alright. Alright, welcome to round number 2 here. Hand's a little bit awkward, TH. I think we can still keep, because the subtlety like gives us a little bit of leverage here. Let's see. So this is gonna be, yeah, I think I'm gonna go and subtlety here. It will slow him down. And we need to have the drown lock ready, otherwise we potentially won't be able to kill whatever's coming down afterwards. And now we're basically on a mulligan. And he put Giver of Ruins on the bottom as well, so yeah, it's fine. Cigar's 8. Nothing, okay. Alright, so then it worked out for the most part. So it's possible that our opponent does have Spell Pierce. Sometimes these lists run Spell Pierce. It's also possible that, or more likely even, that our opponent does have a Blacksmith skill there. And that's why you didn't want to play it turn 2. So I'm going to shock again, so that I have the Consider at the ready as well, so that next turn I can go snap, Consider, whatever. Yeah, he's playing blue, white, not mono white, so definitely also has access to some sort of disruption here on the stack. Gingerbrute, okay. So I'm gonna wait till end of turn. He won't be able to protect both, but he potentially could protect one and fire. I just don't want to run into a situation where he plays a hammer there, we die, or alternatively Blacksmith skill. So a little bit torn about this, but I think I'm gonna put it to the top. Now with 1 mana less, he has to tap out to activate the Nexus plus equipment. Alright, now he has a thing again. He's very aggressive here, so I'm pretty sure that our opponent does have protection for his Nexus here. It's like very unlikely that he doesn't have protection. Alright, so if he... So we cannot block anymore. I have to counter this. Alternatively, I could also try to steal this, so that the hammer doesn't equip. That way we would circumvent... No, we also wouldn't be able to circumvent the second hammer, so we're just going to try to counter this. Alright, doesn't have a second hammer in hand, which is good. But I think he has protection, so we have to be very, very careful. Alright, Lightning Bolt helps a lot. Not gonna lie. See if it goes that route again. this time around we should be able to get rid of the thing here. Yeah, alright, good. So we can kill here. We can counter the Pure Steel Paladin, and at that point we're in a very good spot. Also, I like having the Armage Charms here to still Call Guns Command, also a very good pickup. Still be able to generate a little bit of extra value. Ornithopter, sure. So now I could go K-Command here to force him to utilize whatever he has in hand. But we know it's not a counter spell, therefore I'm just going to draw 2 cards here. Because we have so much spot removal. Let's see. So even if he does have a hammer off the top, we're still not dead. Like hammer plus blacksmith skill would still be at 1 life. Therefore, we'll just wait and see. He has to find a hammer first as well, so. Alright, just the planes. So I think we're going to do this. I think what we're going to do is we're just playing a Snapcaster out. Because this way we don't waste a 2-for-1. We still have the Snapcaster as a blocker for down the road. Also, I can bounce it with the Cryptic, so that's not an issue. There's the Blacksmith skill, yeah. So I think we played everything correctly here the previous times. Actually pretty happy that we played around all of that. Because he did signal what he had in hand, and yeah. So now we're gonna go K-Command. Target player discards card and destroy target artifacts. Alright, Steel Shaper's Gift. And now we're in a very good spot. We still have a lot of resources in hand. I'm liking where we are at. And we draw another Snapcaster. Yeah, can't complain, can't complain. Alright, now's the time for a little bit of value. Whoops. I really don't like that they changed the cryptic command, or all the commands function like every spell with multiple choice. They just switched to like auto select, and it seems like that was easier before. Never mind. So I do want to get rid of cryptics. I do want to get rid of force negation. I want to have all the Hitotsugus. I do want to have Torak. I want to have the 2 subtleties here. Oops. Subtleties. Because subtlety is also very good against Sanctify on Lock. Although that's still like, Sanctifier is just such a difficult card for us to beat. Like, it's okay when it's just a 2-2, but with protection from Blacksmith skill plus potentially a hammer that we cannot get rid of, that is really problematic. Alright, so I mean, we have a very, very strong hand if we draw a 3rd land. And our curve is pretty low now. I think this might work out. And otherwise, I'm just going to play a turn 2 Torak, I think. To have a blocker in there that has protection, so that our opponent has to do something. Well, this is an issue. Alright, goes with Nettle Cyst. Nettle Cyst is alright. Cholera Complete would have been way more of an issue. Damn it. I can already feel it that we won't draw a third land. Alright, good. Good. So, do I want to counter here, or do I just want to go with the Torak? I think I'm going to go with the Torak. That way we have a little bit of a blocking situation here. Obviously, if worst comes to worst, no, I don't think we can lose to Amulet Nexus this turn. This is very interesting. So our opponent doesn't do anything here and just passes the turn, which means probably he's gonna get the Nettle Cyst in, right? Or he does have Cholera Complete already in hand now. Alright, let's see. I think I have to do something right now. Could get rid of the Nettle Cyst because the Hidetsugu takes care of the Esper Sentinel. Of course, he's gonna draw another card from it, or off of it. Could also kill these two, or kill these two. But the Stoneforge mistake could be problematic down the road. So let's go destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage. So right now, this is a 2-2 because he doesn't have anything else. Maybe I just want to go kill these two. Cholera Complete is just such... Yeah, I'm just gonna go do that. Instead. Because then this thing is a 1-1. Even as a 2-2, we can block it, and I'm willing to do so. And the Hidetsugu also kills it, so that's all fine. Our opponent gets the extra draw, but I actually want him to commit. Alright, there's Shadow Spear. So that's one more hit for our Hidetsugu. If he plays something else, another 1-drop here. Alright, he doesn't. He doesn't attack either. Alrighty. Then we're not gonna go with a Hidetsugu here. I think that's a little bit risky. He's stuck on mana, so potentially we have a little bit of leeway here. Gingerbrute. So what we're gonna try to do, I think, is... Let's try to make him discard and destroy Tora Artifact. Because that would also make our Torak a 3-3 if that resolves. I don't expect it to resolve, but... Alright, does have a blacksmith skill. But he still has a discard, so that makes it a 3-3, or... Not a 3-3, you know what I mean. 3-2. And now we can just block the Gingerbrute here. Alrighty. So I think I want to go with this right now. Because we have a follow-up Hidetsugu, I think that's fine. And we can also be looking for a little bit of spot removal there as well. So Ginger Brute is gone, so we should be safe to attack. And then where's the Saga? Okay. Very good draw here by opponent. And we need to find spot removal. Actually, this might also be decent. Let's see. Yeah, he's going with Colossus Hammer. And he's already playing that. Interesting. So this might mean that indeed our opponent does have a Pure Steel Paladin in hand. Yeah, there it is. He does have a Blacksmith skill as well. So he's probably just gonna pump out the things here. I definitely need to get rid of this. And I think... Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it back just in case he draws a... Cigaris 8 here. So that I don't have to fight over the Stoneforge Mystic since I know... Alright, there's the... Yeah, good that we took it in time. There's the planes. Alright, now we have another blocker. And we basically... Like, I want to try to keep the fail push up for a moment where the Ingmoth Nexus becomes relevant. Wow. Alright, so what we're doing here, I think, is... No, we'll let this resolve. That's fine. We still have 2 Hitotsugas going. He's not utilizing the Ingmoth Nexus, alright. Let's try this. So the good thing is that Shadow Spear is gone. Shadow Spear really is what makes this game, or this deck, sometimes difficult. Alright, doesn't attack. Doesn't do anything. I hope that we're drawing another land, TBH. Salty. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. The Ingmoth Nexus is an issue. I need to get rid of it first. And we can potentially provoke him. Maybe what I can also do is... I can just play out the subtlety. Let's try that. So, I'm gonna kill the thing here. If he wants to protect it, we can fight over it. And then I can't play the Subtlety out next turn. Yeah. Then we have a blocker in the air, a very good clock, and then I can't commit to a Hidetsu. But right now it doesn't really hit a whole lot anyway. So obviously our opponent has to find Cigar S8 first, but or Pierce the Paladin, but Pierce the Paladin we can deal with. Also we have lethal next turn, depending on where our opponent plays. Okay. So let's go with this right now. Then we have lethal on the battlefield. Yep, alright, GG. Alright folks, welcome to round number 3. We're on the draw. We're gonna keep. Okay, so we're playing against Titan. Borrow Gazer is such a strong card. I actually like the design. I think it's pretty neat. So Primeval Titan, a deck that doesn't see a whole lot of play right now in the meta. And for the most part, that's because there's a lot of Blood Moon and such running around. That's also, I believe, why Titan players are opting to play Sakura Tribeller to more reliably get the basic forests. So worst case scenario is our opponent has the Castle Garen brick, I think it's called. And can Titan us here, which seems not to be the case. We can deal with the Dryad, that's not an issue. And then we'll have to check whether or not our opponent has access to a... So if I go with the Cascade Bluffs here, I will have access to Archmage Charm, but I won't have access to the Fail Push, Revolted. So I'll have to do that next turn on my own turn. I think that's okay though. He does have the Caverns, of course. So I'm going to let everything resolve here so that if he fetches a Boseiju, that my things aren't going to get exiled. He's going to go with the Saga, which is fine, I believe. We're going to draw 2 cards. Obviously, I could have also responded. So now we have the double bolt. I'm going to go with a Scalding Tarn here so that I have... I don't think he should be able to protect the Titan in any case. So, wait. Don't want to discard either. So I'm going to do it now. There's the Dryads that we're talking about. Okay, so right now it doesn't appear like our opponent has another access to another Titan, which means that he will have to go with engineered explosives with the expedition map to fetch a Tolaria west, and then go with a pact for which we have the force of negation. And even if it does have a Titan down the roads, we can still subtlety even through. Okay, it goes with amulets, not with an expedition map. So must mean that he already has a Titan. Okay, so let's try to counter this. We know one of the cards in his hands is a cavern. Alright, and the other card is a Volakut. But he cannot activate Sunhome here, so we can just kill this thing. And that very much depends. So, alright, so we have another failed push. How much do I care about the caverns? I actually do care about them quite a bit, but if I expose myself here... I mean, he wants to keep it in hand somehow anyway. So maybe we'll get another turn. And then I can even discard on upkeep as well. So I think I'm going to kill this so that I can go after the amulets. Okay, so now we're going to do that. Cast, target player discards a card and destroy target artifact. And then we got rid of his Cavern of Souls. We still have a subtlety that can at least buy us a turn. And our opponent needs to find a threat first anyway. Alright, that's not it. So I'm going to be fetching here, just to thin out my deck a little bit. I really need to find a Snapcaster and or Cryptic Command. Okay, Counterspell is also not too bad. So now I'm feeling a little better about this. What did he put? Place Gruul Turf. Don't know what land he actually put into his hand. Oh, there's another Volakut. Alright, so now we also have to keep the Dryad off the battlefield for the most part. Okay, Snapcaster, good pickup here. Can draw a couple cards. Alright, there's a Titan. So let's go Subtlety. He's gonna put it on top anyway. I just want to have a threat out and about. Very good. So now we're gonna counterspell, and then I think I'm gonna draw 2 cards of the Archmage's Charm, because we still have a lot of really good cards available in our deck. Although, obviously, it could be a little bit. K-Command also isn't too bad. At some point he'll start blocking. So it's a Simic Growth Chamber, and it bounds the forest. So we potentially have 8 additional damage in hand. So if he doesn't block here, he's down to 11. Another lightning bolt will already be lethal. So we're either gonna find... Alright, a Snapcaster Mage here is also plenty fine. So we can be very aggressive end of next turn. Yeah, don't care. So I think he already has all the forests here. So probably doesn't even have another basic that he can fetch. So let's go... Actually, I can also just go Snap Bolts. Okay, and then we have Snap Bolt Snap. Full lethal, even if our opponent blocks both. Okay. Interesting block. So Cryptic Command's very good here. I think I want to get rid of all of our lightning bolts. I want to have the second salty. We could be a little bit top heavy though. So generally speaking, I would also like to have all the Dotties. And I want to have these as well. But then we're 66 cards, so that's way too much. Alright, so on the draw, I won't go with all the Dotties, just with 2. I guess we can get rid of the Force Negation, although it's not actually too bad. But we have the Subtlety, I guess, so that could still work out quite alright. Fire Eyes can give us that additional turn, plus a draw. Let's cut 1 to here. Maybe I'm going to go with the Torak here. Yep, let's keep it. Alright, so now we're at 3 mana. We just need 1 more for the Cryptics and all the other shenanigans. Yep, Urza Saga. The good thing about Urza Saga here is that our opponent can't really make the constructs too threatening. I think I'm going to draw this. And then we're going to go... it's difficult. So if I want to go turn 3 Snapcaster, do anything, I need to do this. Because I want to keep the Polluted Delta up as well. As an option. So I strongly assume also that our opponent is playing like Endurance or such shenanigans. Let's see if he's gonna go with the Dryad here. Nope. Scout. So must be Sakura Tribolter, right? So the failed push is gonna hit there. It's probably gonna go with both here, so I'm gonna go with a borrow. A borrow, of course, also gives us the ability to revolt, which I like. But if given the chance... Alright, he's going with it. Alright, perfect. That gives us a little bit of time here. We have that removal, so that's fine. And I think I'm gonna go Snapcaster. So he's probably gonna get the Cavern Souls back here. No. It's remaining on Scout. Wow. Yeah, we're taking the 3. I want to actually dig deeper into my deck here. Potentially find a discard spell or something. Salty, of course, would also be good. I think I can put that into my graveyard. Alright, so there's discards. So let's start off with that. That's why he put on Scout. Alright, I see. So he's got another Cavern. He cannot go with it next turn yet, but he can go with a Scout that I currently cannot counter. But maybe that's not such a big deal. So I think I'm going to take the Primeval Titan here. Then next turn, I want to do that again. So, let's see. So what can I do here? I can attack. He's going to block. I kill the other token, so the board is clean. Then he's going to play the Scout. Yes, he's going to get one land, like one additional draw. But then next turn I can bounce the Yoboro to activate Revolt, kill the Scout, and then snap the Cultivator off of him. I think that's the best play pattern here. Then of course we're exposed to a Titan, but at that point he needs to find a Pact or a Titan naturally. So I think that's okay. Alright, doesn't block, which is fine as well. Already played land, alright. Yeah, can't be countered. And he's gonna get the token, of course, but the constructs are gonna grow. Oh. Now I can counter this, I guess, so that he doesn't get another land drop, because then the tokens become too big. Also, we now know what he drew, which is also important. Okay, so let's go. Kill one of them. Take 3. Then we need to bounce this with itself, kill the Tireless Tracker, replay it, and then snap. Thoughtseize. So, and now our opponent's left with absolutely no action in hand. We can double block here, it doesn't really matter. Cavern, okay. Does have a Dryad? Oh damn, that's such a good draw. That's a really good draw. So if I double block, then the Dryad... I mean, he doesn't have Valakut in hand right now, but... I think I need to do this. Get rid of that shit. And then we need to find either another Snapcaster, I guess. Okay. Currently cannot bounce that as well. So we're going to take 2. He's going to draw an additional card. How many red cards do we have? Just the... I think currently it's just... K-Command. And while K-Command can get us back Snapcaster Mage, we might be able to find other solutions as well. We have a couple of turns still, with the Dryad just attacking. Also, Whole Storm Giants could be online at some point. But it will take at least 2 more turns, and we're not 100% that we can. Do we have another Dryad? That would be really bad for us. Oh, come on. Come on. And we draw the K-Command, yeah, sure. Alright, so at least we got that, right? So we will survive 1 more turn. A pretty strong hand here also by our opponent. A lot of threats. We're still in the game. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely need to stop this. Even bouncing would be enough. Like, Cryptic Command would be enough. No fucking way. No fucking way. 3rd fucking Dryad in a row? You motherfucker, dude. Lol. Yeah, fuck lol. Honestly, what the fuck? Honestly, what the fuck? Alright, so now I'm gonna stop this, I think. Gonna go with this. I think I want to have the Tarek as well. Wow. That was mighty unlucky. Alright, let's keep. Start off with a Xanthus launch into Dodie turn 2. And if worst comes to worst, we can still sacrifice the Dodie to activate Revolt. If we don't have another option. But from here, like, to set it up, it's okay. Of course, we would like to have like a Thoughtseize or whatever. But from here, we have a couple of routes to go. Also, we have the mana for almost anything, which is good. Okay, so turn 1, no play. We get our Dottie out. Obviously, now with the Dottie turn 2, our... Okay, so we do have a Scalding Tarn. I think that's important here. So I'm gonna leave that open for the revolt trigger, if possible. Yeah, I mean, this is okay because now let me fetch first. And I think I want to have another black source here. Well, we're looking for either... I mean, Counterspell is also okay. Apparently it doesn't have... Okay, yeah, we need to draw that as well. Currently we cannot activate Revolt anyway, so we're just going to go with this. Getting a couple beats in. Another Talus Tracker. Okay, let's counter that one as well. Where's the Saga? That's fine. Because that thing cannot block anyway, so... put into the graveyard, I think. I could also bounce the Simic Growth Chamber, to be entirely honest with you. Maybe that's actually better. Let's do that. Return and draw a card. Hopefully we're not running into Veil of Summer here. Alright, Drown Lock's pretty dead. Not gonna lie. I mean, it can get rid of the one of the token, one of the constructs. Damn it. 4th fail push. Let's see. Could be really rough. Because our opponent's gonna take an amulet off of that. It's gonna be really, really close, I think. We've had 3 Considerers and also Cryptic Command, and we've still drawn into just lands and failed pushes. Yeah. Let's see. Could be a rough spot here. Maybe as an Arboreal Gazer could get us here, I think. He's conceded, alright. Alright, welcome to round number 4, I believe. We're on the draw again. It's super weird on Moto as well. Like, with human taxes, or with very aggressive decks, I'm mostly on the play. And whenever I play control, I'm mostly on the draw. Of course, that's very subjective and probably has confirmation bias with it. But still something that I feel has happened to me over time. Scalding Torrent go, okay. Let's see. So I have to say that I really like the Oboro tech in combination with the fail pushes. So hopefully we're not running into a Ren 6 here. And there's Ren 6. Fuck my life. I hate this card so much. I hate this card so much. And that also means we're playing against creativity. It's not a single card in existence that I hate like I hate Ren 6. It's like now we're all already playing. Well, maybe I should have done that beforehand. Yeah, I guess. And that's what I was gonna say. Like, we're already playing 2 subtleties and 2 force negation, and now his mana is just perfect. It's just fuck Ren 6, dude. Most retarded card in all of Modern, without a doubt. To anyone defending Ren 6, you fucking retards. Alright, so I think we're gonna go with a Snapcaster here. To consider. Because if I go with the Archmage Charm, he might opt to Spell Pierce that. Just looking for a couple more lands, I was gonna say. So worst case scenario is probably our opponent tapping down our mana, because then we don't have a counterspell and no removal spell either. Alright, he's firing us, which is okay with me. Alright, so our opponent definitely does have a counterspell there, so I can only do this. So I can play around the Spell Pierce. And I think I have to also commit to a Snapcaster here, so that I can threaten the Ren and 6 a little bit. Of course you can just block whatever. Such an uphill battle. So fucking bad. So I could take over. Let's see. Or we just let Ren 6 get the token there. Might not be the best case scenario, but I don't really see much options here. Yeah, it does have another one, of course. So currently doesn't have mana open for counterspell, so I should be able to just counter. I think I want to do it with the Archmage Charm, because if he gets the Archon down here, and he's got 7 in his graveyard, I can discard the Fail Push, and then potentially right, so now he's got 8, and that means I can kill the Archon. Certainly not perfect overall, but it is what it is. So Ren and 6 has provided, so he ticked down, up from 3 to 7, so 4 lands by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Absolutely ludicrous. But now what we can do is, so as of right now, our opponent doesn't have Yeah, I need to let this resolve. I can't really do anything against that. He discards Scalding Tarn and Creativity. Ah, got another blue source, makes sense. Fuck my life. So, with another land... So what I could do here... I could respond by killing this, making him discard, so that he doesn't have a target for the creativity. And that would mean his last card in hand must be a fetch land to find a token. But then he cannot recast it. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's do that first, and then whether or not, like, let's see if that resolves. And then based on that, I can decide on whether or not I want to go with the Teferi here, with the subtlety here. It's definitely not perfect, but I think we put him into the spot here, that's a little bit more difficult for him. And by the way, I also don't think, like, Teferi could also just go away, in my opinion. Okay. So he has creativity in hands. Probably means that the last card is a fetch land. But if I let this resolve, then we will never get our subtleties down again, so let's do this right now. He put it on top, which makes sense. But now we have the chance of either drawing Cryptic Command, Counterspell, or even this, TBH. So let's do that while we can. Return and discard. And that now means that our opponent needs to find a token generator first. Before he can do much else. And if we were to draw lands, then we might be able to put some pressure on the Teferi. Alright. Let's put this into the graveyard now, I think. Because otherwise I'm just going to play, yeah. So I think... What do I want to do here? Sorry, my cat's trying to get out of it again. So I think my goal here is to potentially find the lightning bolt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to go Snapcaster, consider, put this into the graveyard, and there's the lightning bolt. So that means that now the Teferi cannot bounce the Snapcaster Mage, which means I can kill the Teferi in 2 turns time. He doesn't get an extra draw, and he also still doesn't have a token producer. And aside from the token producer, of course, he also needs to have another land to go alongside with it. And then we would have a counter/removal spell as well, so that would be decent. Unless our opponent does have a removal spell here. That would of course be somewhat problematic. Alright. Can't do anything against that, but I think we absolutely correctly played to our odds there. Damn it, just one turn. Too late. Alright, so hopefully we're going to find a Snapcaster Mage now, or another Lightning Bolt, or a K Command. A couple of outs we still do have. That's not one of them though. It's a good draw, but we still need to get rid of that fucking Teferi. There he goes. Alright, so that means that he does do it in our turn. As they mostly do. Doesn't really make a difference as well, but that's just what they like to do. Alright, so I will go after it nonetheless, because I do want to not have him have more than one Archon on the battlefield. So this way I can at least kill it. I think I'm going to get rid of the Force. And then we're going to try to kill that thing. Okay. So now the only token producer he has left is Fable. So as long as he doesn't draw that, or we can keep that on the battlefield, we're good, I think. But we really need to get rid of that fucking Teferi. Definitely a card that could also easily leave Modern without, like... Okay, Random 6 is good because now we can just cycle his spells. Fuck my life. This is so fucking retarded. Just plays it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe you didn't have the other black source there. Alright, let's go return and draw a card. Actually, do I want to show him? Yeah, that's fine. I actively want him to know about my cryptic command, actually. So I'm pretty sure that our opponent does have an Archon in hand. Post board, we're going to change quite a bit. Do you even have more lands to fetch? Okay, so Teferi stays off the battlefield, so now if we can chain like Cryptics into Snapcasters, there still might be a chance. Because our opponent's so crippled. Although he does have double lightning bolt. All right. Fuck you, Ren 6. Would have actually even drawn a Snapcaster Mage. Weren't we like out of cards as well? Like, why did he wait there? Nobody knows. All right, so this is gonna go. I like the Fire Ice here. I think I'm gonna get rid of the failed pushes. We're gonna go with this instead. Then I think I want to have all the Hidetsugus that we can get to get rid of the graveyards, and I also want to actually have the Dodis. And at that point, what are we gonna get rid of? I think the Archmage's Charms, and potentially also this. And then we're playing a very aggressive stance here. Okay, let's keep. It would be great if we were to draw another Black Source off the top, but otherwise we're just going to try to get rid of Ren 6. I really have to say, like, if you're not feeling comfortable with like a normal control deck, then you can always pivot towards creativity. It's such an easy deck to play. Basically just playing all the powerful cards in the format, and that's, you know, despite my distaste for individual cards in that deck, nobody can fault you for doing so. So yeah. So he does have a Fire Ice and a Leyline Binding, so that's something as well. I guess I'm gonna take the Spell Pierce so I do get more information next turn, because if I do it the other way around, then I wouldn't be able, potentially not be able to see what he's gonna draw. Alright, so he drew a Dwarven Mine. That also means that he can get rid of our Dottie, should we get the mana to actually play it at some point. Alright, so we do have the mana now, but he's got two ways of getting rid of my Dottie. I don't think I want to do that here. Alright, so him playing out the Dorm Mine here probably means that he doesn't have more lands, because otherwise he would definitely not play it out there. So hopefully we're going to be drawing a fourth land. I really want to get the Salty online so that if our opponent's playing a... By the way, you cannot play a Teferi off of those lands. Yeah, right. So this is really not good for us. Yep. Yeah, our opponent's also scrambling to find lands. That's why he's making this play. If we were to draw another land here, then we could play the Dottie, I think. So this is gone. Just being careful here with regards to another Fire Ice. Teferi. So good. Our opponent could very well have a Veil of Summer. This is so fucking insane. This is so fucking insane. Alright. This is so fucking retarded. I hate this deck so much. It's so retarded. Alright, so I think I have to go Snapcaster into Inquisition here. Then if my opponent decides to... Because I have to, of course, prevent a indomitable creativity. Probably does have another Veil of Summer, guys. Alright. Emrakul and Leyline Binding, alright. So, now I think next turn... I mean, he does have a Leyline Binding, of course. But I think I'm gonna go with a Hidetsugu, so that Renin 6 is pretty much offline. He drew an extra card there. Interesting. Obviously you can Leyline Binding this, but that will then free the way for either Dottie or Subtlety. We know that he has at least one dead card in hand. Oh, there's our favorite card here. Fucking Renin 6. Fuck you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? That like these decks can now just ramp towards like 8 cards. And thus then just playing out the Archon natively without any hiccup, right? You just can do it every turn. But let's see. Can only do like fetch one more time here. Strongly looks like he wants to sacrifice it. Okay. So, I have multiple ways of going about this now. I think what I want to be doing is I'm going to attack maybe him, actually. Now, let's just ignore the Renin 6 for the time being. Then we're going to play another one of these. And then we can do it. Like, for him, it's super, super risky. Even if he plays a Fable here, I think I'm fine with that. But I cannot be fine with that, actually. He does have another fetch land as well, so I need to do something. It's possible that he does have the ability to Archon here. Alright. Then I'm feeling actually pretty decent here now. Our opponent wants to race us, but we should be faster. We also still have, like, we have lethal this turn, basically. Our opponent's not fetching so that he doesn't go down to 6, I think. Okay. End of turn. Like, I don't want to fetch because I know that one of the cards is an Emrakul, of course, but our opponent definitely could have another. Alright, he conceded. So then, what else do we want to do? On the draw, the dotties are just super risky. Don't think I can go with the dotties on the draw. I need to prevent Ren 6. Maybe the Torak is actually pretty good because the Teferi cannot deal with it effectively. And then we're gonna go with K command as well. Pooh. That's a pretty tough keep. I don't think that we can keep this. Thoughtseize, of course, is good, but we have, like, Torak is not going to be available for quite a bit. Also not great. But okay. Our opponent's starting off with a Dwarven Mine. Probably to go turn 2, Ren and 6. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have been able to play this out. Yeah. And now the same saga begins. This is fucking retarded. I hate this fucking card. And what else Ren 6 does is that basically no mid-range deck whatsoever in Modern can ignore to play it. It's just too good. I'm gonna put this into the graveyard. Then I have a good target for the K command. And this very much means that next turn we're gonna be running into. Also, I cannot even, like, I could go with the Thoughtseize and counterspell backup, I guess, but I'm choosing not to. If he has it, he has it. I definitely need to have a threat on the battlefield. Lol, and he's got an Iona. Protection from blue. Actually, I cannot play it out anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think it's over. We're not coming back from this. Alright, folks, welcome to round number 5 here. We're gonna keep... Are we going hole into hole unless we need to kill something? Hopefully we're not playing against creativity again. It's just such a fucked up deck. Burn. Nope. I like seeing white. I like seeing white. Okay. We're gonna put this to the top and draw it just in case, because sometimes there arise situations where, you know, want to be able to do something. So what we're gonna do is probably go with Water Grave here, and then next turn we're gonna haul, so that turn 4 we have the Scalding Tarn at the ready, but I want to be able to fail push here this turn. Rather than just having double blue. Saga. Right, so our opponent's not doing anything. That at least gives us a little bit of time. Alright, so now I think, because our opponent's very likely gonna go with the Saga, right? So that should give us the opportunity to draw with the Archmage's Charm, which I like. And then we can go Lightning Bolt and fail push the 2 tokens. Have to be careful with regards to the Inkmoth Nexus though, so maybe that changes the equation here. Because he's gonna go... I bet he's not gonna make a token there. He's gonna try to activate onto the Inkmoth plus protection. So that would mean that at that point... Let's see. Let's think about this. So I think this means that I should go with a Snapcaster Mage here over an Archmage's Charm, because that will provide me with the ability to go block Enigma's Nexus should he have all the means of protecting it. I think I'm gonna put this on top. Untapped Source, then we have... Alright, I guess. Now we have too many lands. So we're not gonna be attacking. See what our opponent does. Then we're going to try to get the subtlety down so that we have a blocker in the air for the Inkmoth Nexus as well. And if he just taps out here for the construct, then we're going to kill the construct that receives the hammer. Yeah, I think we kind of got into his way there, as I think he was planning on activating the Inkmoth Nexus here, but now with the Snapcaster Mage in the way, that's way harder for him to do, and to also protect. But he's still thinking about it. Let's see. Yeah. But now he didn't activate the Inkmoth Nexus there in response, so whatever he fetches, he cannot equip to the Inkmoth Nexus. Exactly. So that means we're going to try to respond here with the Lightning Bolt, so that we're not being caught by another hammer. And if that doesn't work, and he protects it somehow, I think I might just try to steal it. Still has 3 mana open, so it's gonna be interesting. Does have a blacksmith skill, so now I'm stealing it, right? That's decent, I think. How could he kill me with the Amulet Nexus? He couldn't, right? He would have to activate here, have another land and another Colossus Hammer. Oh, he could. He actually could. But I wouldn't be able to prevent that anyway. So let's take this. And hope that he doesn't have land plus another Colossus Hammer in hand there. But I think he would have played it differently then. You probably want to go with the other Colossus Hammer first and keep the blacksmith skill. Blacksmith skill. So now I'm interested. I think this doesn't work now, right? Yeah. But that's okay. Because if we survive this turn, the next turn we have the subtlety plus fail push up. And I think like if he had it, he would have already done it because it's so clearly obvious here. It does have the land. All right. All right, good. Live to fight another day. So now, oh, come on, now we're flooding out again. All right, let's fetch one more time. Next turn I can play the other hole, and then the turn after that we have hole active. I think I don't necessarily need to attack with the construct here. Can lead that back. Another Amulet Nexus. And there's probably the Pure Steel Paladin, yeah. Alright. That's a good target for our subtlety. Of course, that means that he's just gonna bring the Paladin back next turn. But as long as he cannot protect it, that's okay. So our goal is to get him down to 10 or 12 maybe, so that we can kill him in one swoop. I think I'm not gonna go with the Sandals Launch here, so that I can have an extra draw should we draw it. Fuck my life. Fuck my life, honestly. So I think I have to do this so that in case, like we don't know the contents of his hand, he still has a lot of cards. We've drawn I don't know how many lands in a row again. Now this is going to be an interesting turn. He's not doing anything. He's not even trying to equip it to himself. To the Pure Steel Paladin here. I think I need to see whether or not I draw another... Oh, okay. So this helps. This does definitely help. So let's kill this. Should not be able to protect it. Then we can put him to 11 with a fetch that's 10. And then the turn after this, we might be able to attack with everything. Let's see. Alright. I think our opponent does have something there, like a protective spell or whatever. Alright, play land this turn. So many lands here. Alright. So the good thing is that even if he does have Spell Pierce, that doesn't really bother us. Another Remote Nexus, wow. So our opponent's flooding out a little bit as well. Alright, so what he wants to do here... He wants to create a spot, like he activated the wrong Nexus though. So he wants to attack with 2 Nexi, and then equip the one that I don't block. So for the win. So I think there's another Colossus Hammer in the sand. And he has to be very careful now. Like, what the fuck's going on now? Is this on purpose? What the fuck's going on? The thing is now, let's see. Let's think about this. So if I counter here, the next side go back to whatever. He can activate, of course, the other Nexus. I could kill that. Then he has a 12/12 blocker though. Yeah, I'm gonna go kill it. Because now with the way he tapped out here, he cannot equip the Colossus Hammer on our turn anymore. And we can threaten lethal even without the subtlety, which means if he wants to make that same play that he did there, and now we have lethal, right? Yeah, now I think he cannot do anything anymore. Alright, let's show him how it's done. Tag with everything. Although I don't even need to. Like, I can't even, just to be sure, I could leave the salty back. Alright, so out. Chorak in. All of those in as well. Maybe I don't need the Thought Seizes. Alright. Yeah, we should be able to win this. Don't want to get ahead of myself because sometimes, you know, you get screwed by Moto or your opponent just has absolute nuts. But generally speaking, this is a very good matchup for us. I don't even know how the Hammer Time matchup is against Creativity. But something needs to happen with Creativity. I mean, there is a prevalence of Orvars, of course, because people are trying to do something against that deck. But Orvar is also such a random card to play in the sideboard. Like, there's literally no other matchup where it's good. Like, I tested it in quite a few. One time I got my opponent against Living End, where he had to take my Orvar, and I got to copy his Grief, I believe. That was quite cute, but other than that, not a whole lot. Alright, so we have a couple of spot removal spells here. Obviously, turn 1, Esper Sentinel is always the bane of any interactive deck. But that would be okay too. I think I would even, like, our opponent's on mulligan. Maybe I'm even gonna go and just kill it right away. To not run into shenanigans. If he doesn't do it, if he doesn't have a turn 1 play here. Yeah, alright. That was what I expected. Now I think I'm gonna fetch here so that turn 2, like, I can go Lightning Bolt into Counterspell if I really want to. Obviously, this doesn't really support the Torak, but that's okay. So basically, we put him back on parity here in terms of resources, but with our hands, I think we need to get rid of that there. Because it's very likely that, yeah, there's something else that we need to kill, and so on and so forth. So I think we're gonna go with the Snow-Covered Island here. Snapcaster Mage is a card that I always like to see. Always, always, always. He's not fetching, meaning he definitely does have Blacksmith skill there. Or potentially even... Okay, so this is a little bit annoying. Let's see if he does have the Spell Pierce. If so, then we might have an issue. Yeah. Because if he can get Caldra Complete out here... Right. Now it's a very, very good hand here for our opponent. Extremely good. Let's see. So Caldra Complete, definitely the card. Okay, so just go with Nelcyst. Interesting. Don't really mind that. Okay. Now we're just getting rid of all of them. And then we're trying to find Hidetsu. There it is. Perfect. So now we have the Snapcaster to still, like, keep us in the game for a little bit, to then follow up with Hidetsu, hopefully not being disrupted by a Spell Pierce again. I think our opponent has one of the, like, against an interactive deck, one of the strongest hands here possible. All right. Let's see, let's see, let's see. So this means we can also play around the Spell Pierce there with the Hidetsu next turn. And I think at that point I just want to go and get some value with the Snapcaster, as opposed to killing stuff. Wow. It doesn't do anything here. Doesn't get the other construct. Let's see if there's going to be Graveyard Hate. Possible, I guess. Maybe he wants to get the Nettle Cyst out as well. So I guess it goes with a Springleaf Drum or something. Okay, apparently a tough decision. Alright, Springleaf Drum. Good thing is, that's also a good target for Hitsu. Hammer, okay. So, alright, so he's not doing anything here. And now I'm kind of scared that our opponent might have Mana League. So I'm gonna be playing with the Lightning Bolt here instead. Alright, Spell Pierce. That was to be expected. He's protecting the thing, so maybe there's a Blacksmith skill as well. Let's see. Yeah, there is indeed. And that's okay with me, I think. We're taking away these two, so this becomes a 1-1 in his turn. I do have a blocker, I can block, and then in response to the trigger, I can get back the Snapcaster Mage if I want to. Or if I need to, I should say. So our opponent does have a lot of interaction here. Let's see whether or not he attacks. Alright, doesn't even attack. So I think I'm gonna let everything else resolve. Yeah, now we can have a look at his hand, which is actually pretty decent. Alright, so Pure Steel Paladin, Nettle Cyst, Ornithopter. Ornithopter is completely irrelevant. And I think the Nettle Cyst, like, he has to tap out 4. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attack, I think. Alright, so now he's going to play the Nettle Cyst. And I can kill both. And at that point, he should have a hard time coming back. Although the Inkmoth Nexus, of course, is a threat. Let's destroy Terror of Corfact. This. But he has to get the first. Oh, okay. GG's. Alright, so overall, I guess, aside from the creativity matchup, I feel like the deck is currently positioned pretty decently in the meta. You can beat almost anything. Of course, if you want to hedge against creativity, you can put a couple of Ovars into the sideboard. I've never hit one of them. Like, I've been playing 3 Ovars in the sideboard in between, like, but never was able to actually utilize it against creativity. But maybe you have more luck than I do. I'm pretty happy with the list as is right now. I think the ratio between answers, removal, counterspells, and threats is pretty good. I'm also pretty happy with Cryptic Command right now. And the sideboard is very clean. Doughty is a piece of discussion. I think he's still needed for a couple of matchups, but definitely you could also play like Torax and or Unlicensed Hearse. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the league. I hope you have a great weekend. And now in my next video, I think I'm gonna make a quick comparison, but that's not for sure yet. So have a good week.